A few weeks ago, we explored the beautiful Hilton Head Island and immediately fell in love with the experiences and the food. During that episode, we shared a portion of the updated sushi menu at Poseidon, and today, we bring you a special extended cut of the full chef's tasting with new executive chef AJ.
If you're new here, we're Howard and Caitlin Newstate, full-time travelers who've been jet-setting and road tripping for over 2 years. Our passion is sharing the wonderful and sometimes challenging parts of life on the road with you, taking you off the beaten path, meeting interesting people, and trying new things. Each week, we bring you along with us to experience all the amazing places our little home on wheels takes us.
We're here in Shelter Cove, which is like a shopping and dining complex right on the water, and we're at Poseidon, legendary place here in Hilton Head. Can't wait to dine. This is such an interesting complex. At Poseidon, the upstairs is like a nightclub with an outside patio area, and then the downstairs has both formal dining and then also an outside area as well with heaters even for wintertime.
So Poseidon is known for their wonderful seafood, but we just met their brand new executive chef, AJ.
I like to have fun with food. I think it's important to not take yourself too seriously.
We're extra pumped because he is going to introduce us to his new sushi menu. So if you are a sushi lover like us, this is definitely the place to come. Before joining the team at Poseidon, AJ served as executive chef to several Disney resorts, including Vero Beach, and most recently reimagining the dining at the newly expanded Coronado Springs at the Walt Disney World Resort. With almost 20 years of culinary experience, AJ brings a lot to the new menu at Poseidon and the Hilton Head culinary scene.
California roll.
Wow.
Not so conventional.
No.
So I backed off the crab stick a little bit and I decided to replace that with like a snow and king crab salad. So it's a little bit more elevated. You're getting delicious wild Alaskan crab in there as well to really just elevate it to the next level. And then on top we have something called furikake, one of my favorite things. I top just bowls of sushi rice with it all the time as a snack. So it's crispy seaweed with a little bit of toasted white sesame and sugar, because one of the parts of the California roll that's iconic is the flavor of the seaweed as you bite it to really tie it all together. So I didn't want our guests to miss out on that. So essentially, when you bite this and you close your eyes, you tasted the best California roll you've ever had because there's king crab in it.
That is the first California roll that I've ever liked.
Next up, the rainbow
roll. I was gonna say, yeah.
All the rainbow rolls I looked at, none of them looked like a rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. We did our best to get as close to that as possible. You have red tobiko, orange masago, salmon, cucumber, avocado, tuna, local snapper. Inside is more cucumber and avocado because we really wanted that like featured inside because we get beautiful local vegetables from all our local farms, a majority of our produce.
This is like a work of art. It's almost too beautiful to eat. It is so fresh and delicious.
Shrimp tempura, super popular roll in lots of sushi restaurants. Of course, I can't just leave the idea alone and let it be. So one common factor I found was cream cheese. And I just moved to the South. I'm from Florida, which I would argue, and most should, that Florida isn't the real South.
No.
So not until you leave Florida and hit that, Florida-Georgia line are you hitting the real South. So being new to the South, I never really had pimento cheese that much growing up. I had a lot of Southern food, but never pimento, and I love it. It's so delicious. So the base is cream cheese, so we decided to do pimento cheese in our low country shrimp roll.
Whoa.
Oh,
so it adds another layer of flavor and a depth, a nice umami, because we have some aged cheddar, a little bit of Monterey Jack, so there's not too much cheese. Just a little bit to kind of accent it with your crispy local tempura shrimp inside. We have some more local butterflied shrimp on top, known as ebi, avocado, red tobiko, spicy mayo, and that's it.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
I think this one's my favorite.
Pimento cheese. I have a feeling I'm gonna love this. It really works. AJ is really onto something. It's like taking sushi rolls that everyone is familiar with, California rolls. Now here's a tempura shrimp, reimagined in a delicious and really approachable way. I love it.
It's all about the lobster. It's tail and claw meat, which we poach. Have shrimp on top. There's 100 grams of lobster, or a little over 3.5 ounces, and a little bit of tobiko on top, some shaved scallion whites from Towne Farm, one of our local growers, a little seaweed, and a little lemon. On the side, drawn butter with ponzu. It sounds crazy, but it's freaking delicious.
I'm in.
Don't get it, lobster and butter, you can't beat it, right?
No, not at all.
And once you have, so I recommend taking the lemon and either squeezing it directly over the top or right into your butter, whichever you prefer. I prefer directly onto the roll. And then I just give it a quick little dunk in the butter, and I make sure to get to the bottom because that ponzu sinks a little bit. And then you get a little butter soak, but just kind of a quick dunk, like one and out, and that's all you need.
I'm speechless, it's that good. There's so much lobster in one bite. It's incredible, and it's so soft and flavorful. This one might be my favorite.
My personal favorite kind of roll to get when I go out to a sushi restaurant is like a spicy tuna roll. And I love it when they put the tuna inside and outside. So I wanted to bring my love for that to everyone else. So this is our red dragon roll. I love a little spice, so we kicked it up a little bit. So inside you have spicy tuna with our house spicy seasoning, a little bit of cucumber for some texture, seaweed, our perfectly cooked sushi rice, beautifully sliced Hawaiian big eye tuna over the top. We fly it in several times a week. We go through tons of it. It's the best tuna we can find, so that's what we go with. On top of that, you have a little bit of tempura bits, some pickled Fresno chilies from Towne Farms yet again, locally grown, a little bit of masago, and what you see kind of sprinkled around the plate is togarashi and sesame. So togarashi is a traditional Japanese spice. We use shichimi togarashi, so it'll have some orange zest, a little bit of seaweed, and some sesame as well inside. And so this was originally where the ponzu came from, because ponzu is like one of my personal favorite sauces, and this is my roll, and I wanted to put them together and bring it to everyone. I hope you enjoy it. It's a little spicy, so I won't be offended if you don't eat all of it.
All right, spicy expert here. So I'll be the one sampling the spicy. Look at that.
Wow.
That's hot. That's good.
Am I gonna be able to eat it?
Take the pepper off the top. That's really good though. The tuna is delicious.
If you've been following us for a while, you know that I like heat, but I have a very low tolerance for heat. I always get a little nervous. There were some things we had in Mexico that lit me up pretty good. Oh, it's coming. The slow burn. Woo.
Some water?
I'm okay. The flavor is excellent. Yeah, next time I'll take the pepper off the top. It's so good. If you like heat, you'll love this, but wow.
These are our Ladies Island oysters. They're from Ladies Island, South Carolina. These are personally one of my top 3 favorite oysters of all time. So Frank over at the oyster farm has this huge tree. I believe it's an oak tree. And underneath this oak tree, these chanterelle mushrooms randomly sprout up throughout the year. Chanterelle is a mushroom that can't be cultivated, and it's my personal favorite mushroom, so it's like a win-win that it just happens to grow there, right? So Frank collected all these chanterelle mushrooms because there was too many to go through, and he knew that they were beautiful and tasty, so he pickled a lot of them with some white balsamic and garlic and thyme, and then he would take that liquid to make the mignonette to pair with them. Mignonette's a traditional shallot, peppercorn, and vinegar sauce that's served with oysters. Me personally, I think the flavor of the oyster is beautiful, so I did a couple things to kind of accent the flavor of the oyster more. So I have those very same pickled mushrooms from Frank at the farm, served right on top. Frank's recipe. You can maybe come request these. I might have them available, I might not, but it's always worth the ask. There's some vinegar in the mushroom from the pickling, so I recommend just a gentle squeeze of lemon on top, and you're good to go.
Pickled mushroom with oyster. Never would have expected the flavor combo would work, and it does. This is so delicious. The oyster, it's a brinier oyster, and so that salt comboed with kind of the vinegar of it actually pairs pretty nicely. And then the lemon, you get the tart. It's nice.
Yeah, so this is our shrimp tempura bowl. We're gonna have a couple different bowls on the menu. Salmon, shrimp tempura, seared tuna, or big eye tuna poke. They all have their own presentations and accoutrements to go with them. So when we were thinking about shrimp tempura, a good portion of our staff is of Latin descent. I'm from the Miami area growing up, so I really am drawn to a lot of those flavors. So we decided to kind of add a little Latin flair to the menu. So you have your beautifully cooked sushi rice underneath. You can choose an ancient grains blend or just some local greens from Vertical Roots. And then our shrimp tempura, shrimp are local, a little bit of those greens I talked about. We have some of our baked snow and king crab salad. So it's got lump crab meat, snow crab, king crab, crab with a K, and a bit of our spicy mayo, and we brulee it with a big torch right behind the sushi bar right before we serve it. Yeah, to kind of warm it up a little bit gently. We have a little bit of a cabbage slaw with some soy vinaigrette, some hibiscus pickled watermelon radishes. I like to call this Tokyo street corn. So if you've ever had Mexican street corn, it usually gets slathered in a little mayo, some cayenne pepper, cotija cheese, lime, cilantro. So I'm like, well, how can we kind of bridge the two cultures, right? So Tokyo street corn was born. It's gently steamed and gently grilled, local corn, a little bit of our miso mayo, a squeeze of lime, a pinch of sea salt, and we added togarashi so you could get your Japanese spice on.
Wow. This is one of my favorite things we've tasted. Sushi's phenomenal, but all the combination of flavors of this, I'm digging it.
It's a play on Port Royal. It's called their Porter Royal, which is a local port here in Hilton Head Island. It's 5.9%, 25 IBUs. It's a collaboration with Grind Roasters, which is also a local coffee company.
Oh, cool.
It has actual coffee in it and caffeine as well. It's a delicious beer, and it pairs perfectly with our pecan pie, and I'll let Chef AJ explain why.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Tim. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
It's a delicious beer, by the way.
I'm excited.
I had one last night for the first time. It was awesome. Yeah, it was super good. Bourbon filling, made with eggs and sugar, pecans on top, locally grown. A little bit of whipped cream, which has a touch of buttermilk for the tiniest bit of acidity. And then to cut through all that sweetness and really pair well with that beer, we put on top to finish some smoked Bowls Bay sea salt. So that little hint of salt, I kind of sneak a little bit of sea salt into all our desserts here because we're on the ocean, and it really brings out a lot of the sweet notes in all of our special dessert dishes. So, and then underneath, which really ties together with that beer pairing, is a Pluff Mud Porter Caramel. You get that beautiful luscious sauce. So it has a real deep spice notes and earthiness to it.
Yum.
And it's a very simple dish, but it's very complex in flavor.
Dessert, my second great love affair next to food, like regular food.
Caitlin, tell them about like your special feature that you have in your body.
When I was little, I wouldn't want to finish my dinner because I'd get so excited for dessert. And my grandma would tell me that, like, how can you have dessert if you can't finish your dinner if you're too full? And I told her I had 2 stomachs. And my dessert stomach was empty, so that's how I always had room for dessert, but not for my dinner. And I still use that excuse today. I'm trying to make Chef AJ proud with my art.
Our thanks to Chef AJ, Tim, and the rest of the team at Poseidon for an amazing afternoon of culinary fun. Be sure to check out our episode on Hilton Head Island to find more of what makes the island a great place to visit in winter or any time of the year. Thanks for watching.